morning. It's time to get in touch. Brought to you by Geisinger Muncie and Jersey Shore. State-of-the-art healthcare close to home. Every week, this public affairs show shines a spotlight on people and programs in our communities that improve the quality of life in Lycoming County and beyond. I'm Freddi Hammer, host of In Touch and news director at Backyard Broadcasting. This year is going to be 78th anniversary of the Mummers Parade. We're thrilled today to have Marlin Angelo, president of the Mummers Parade. Hello, Marlin.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Also, Steve Baker, head marshal from the Mummers Parade. You're along, too. Thanks for coming over.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So tell me, why do we call it Mummers? It's not the Philadelphia Mummers. If nobody's ever been to the parade, they are not going to see dancing people or golden slippers or anything like that.
I've been asking that question ever since I became president. My wife is the parade coordinator,
Okay.
and I even been Googling Mummers definitions. And I said, why is it called the Mummers? And she said, it's just always been that.
It's just the way we do it.
Maybe Steve has more insight on that.
What about you? Have you guys ever been to the Philadelphia parade?
No, I've never made it to the Philadelphia parade, but we actually did have, at one time, we had people that would come up and dance, and like actual mummers that
Sure.
would come in. And some of them were from Philadelphia, some of them were from down around Harrisburg. But it's just, ever since I was a kid, it's always been the Mummers Parade, and it's just kind of been that cross between Halloween and homecoming, and kind of a mixture of everything. So they just threw it all into one name and said Mummers Parade. So
Sure, lots of costumes. It's fun, lots of great makeup and all those things.
If you look up the definition of Mummers, it means to be masked.
Okay.
So a lot of people wearing costumes and masks, so I guess it would fit.
I love it.
I've been questioning it. My wife goes, just stop questioning it. It's the Mummers.
Accept this, Marlin.
Yes.
We've only been doing this since 1947, you know?
Yes, exactly. I remember when the parade was at nighttime, and I grew up on the Williamsport side of the bridge.
Okay.
And we would walk over there as kids to see the Mummers.
Neat.
And that's one of the biggest requests I think I've gotten since being president. It goes, can we take it back to the nighttime?
Yeah, maybe now that Williamsport isn't doing a Christmas parade at night, this will be the thing to do.
I don't know. Not this year.
Okay, Prez, we'll talk to you next year for that. Well, tell me a little bit about your background. I guess when you're a rookie president this year. What happened to make you take the job?
Rookie. My wife's mother, Diane Miller, was involved with the Mummers for many years.
Okay.
And my wife was also. But then they kind of got out of it. Her mom had passed away.
Oh.
And it was more my wife. She wanted to go to the Mummers meetings. And her aunt, Pat Schramm, and cousin Karen, they've been involved in the Mummers for many, many years. I myself just followed along, did whatever. And when I get...
Are you driver?
I am the driver. When I get to the meetings, and we sat in on a couple, and I gave some advice as mayor of different things. And next thing you know, they were asking me if I'd be the president. And I think my first response was no. And next thing you know, here I am as the president. My wife became the parade coordinator. She's been working night and day, being this close to the parade day.
Sure.
But it's not just being president. It's everybody that's on this committee's working hard. And without Steve Baker here as the parade coordinator, this thing would never kick off. Parade marshal, right. My wife's the parade coordinator. I wouldn't even know how we would do it. He knows more than anybody.
You've been doing this. You've been in these positions and working with the Mummers Parade 27 years, you say?
yeah, I actually, when I first met my wife, her father was involved with it. He asked me one year, he's like, hey, do you want to drive a car in the Mummers Parade? Mm-hmm. Well, I grew up in South Williamsport. I was one of those little kids sitting on the curb and catching candy and thought everybody in the parade was a star, you know? So I was like, yeah, that's awesome. I kind of made my way through and drove a car for years. And when he mentioned Pat Schramm was the head marshal at the time, and she decided she was going to step down, and they asked me if I wanted it. And I said, yeah, I'll take a shot. So the last probably 10 years, I've been what they call controlled chaos on parade day.
You have a radio and you tell everybody what to be?
Well, actually, I did it one time, but now it's just phone calls and text messages. I make sure that everybody has a division car. I get all the drivers. I make sure that, I help out with the lineup, put big things in each division so it makes it look good.
Do we have traditions that are returning, even though it's not at the nighttime? Is there any other traditions that we do that you're going to see each year and we're going to see again this year?
Yeah, the Nittany Highland Pipe Band.
Neat.
They are a bagpipe band. They've been with us for probably the past 10 years, I believe. They're going to be coming back this year. What our main thing is right now is not so much the returning thing, it's more the community thing.
Okay, getting people involved.
We want to get back to it being the hometown We want to get back to small businesses that can put a float in and promote their business and be that small town community, because that's what the parade was always like. When I was a kid, that's everything was South Williamsport. There were surrounding areas. So that's what we're trying to get back, is the whole community feeling of the parade.
That's really what makes it unique. Wouldn't you say it's sort of because we're losing a lot of that hometown stuff?
Yes,
I
absolutely. So that's the parade is probably the biggest way to get everybody to come together.
Well, we're going to have this great parade. It's October 18th, and it's 2 to 4 p.m. What's the route this year? Was there a same route that's always going on?
Yeah, there was talk because of road work. It was a little scary.
Okay.
We did have to go through. I made up a whole entire alternate route, which a lot of people weren't happy about. But we did get the okay from the borough that we are going to be using the same route, which will be Central Avenue from Market Street, down Central Avenue to Clark Street. It will turn right down Clark Street, and then it'll go down to Southern Avenue, turn right onto Southern, and it'll finish off at Howard Street. Our biggest change this year is our judges' stand is now being moved about a block ahead, closer to the parade route, just because the building that we had it in front of was actually sold. So, but now we're going to be having our judges' stand and judges and prizes and trophies. This year, we're bringing back that.
Oh, great.
So bring out your best costumes, bring out your best floats, do whatever you got to do and perform for the judges, because, you could win yourself a nice trophy.
Now, tell me how somebody can get involved. They're thinking, I want to do a float. We have a couple weeks.
All they have to do is they can stop by the South Williamsport Borough office and pick up the application to be in the parade. There's no cost to be in the parade. We just have to have a simple form filled out. They could also go to our website for the mummers and print out a form on there and submit it that way. That's what my wife's working on every day. Everybody that's going to be in the book, that's done. But you can still get your entry in. You can still be in the parade. You just won't be in the parade book.
Is that a handed out thing?
That is going to be handed out this year for free.
Oh, neat.
And it'll be passed out along the parade route. We have volunteers who'll be walking and passing out the books.
That printing job must be a nice contribution.
Yes, and the book looks amazing. We got a chance to view it, and we're excited for the book. The theme this year is cartoons.
Oh, fun.
If you want to do your floats up or your costumes with a cartoon theme, but it's not required. You can do whatever you want. So we're hoping to see the fun that everybody comes up with for the cartoons.
Yeah, you can definitely I recognize that and that. It'll be really cute to see everybody's ideas.
The booklet is, the theme of that is kind of cartoons too. So it's going to be an exciting time.
Yeah, if you're making a booklet, that means that for months now you've been working on people sponsoring that and all kinds of things. Wonderful.
I was shocked as president of how much I kept going. What do you do for a couple weeks before the parade? And I find out it's an all year long work.
Matt, wow.
And at this point, it's craziness work. But with everybody on our committee, we're meeting right now every Thursday right up till the parade. So we have a couple more meetings. But anybody can come to the mummers meetings. They're second Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. at South Williamsport Borough Hall.
So you're going to have one in November?
Yes.
The only time that we don't have a meeting is in December. We take December off.
Okay.
And weather permitting, then we have them January and February. But if we have to skip January and February, then it's not really that crucial.
You can do stuff at home or figure it out.
Correct. November is kind of like our post-committee meeting so that we can go over everything that happened, if there's any problems. And yes, exactly. And breathe a sigh of relief that it's gotten through another year. It takes a committee to do this.
What is the hierarchy? You have a president, and then you are the head marshal.
We don't really have a grand committee.
The president off of those positions, and we break off into committees that people that are just come to the meetings and are members, but they're not on the committee. And we got some great people. They go out and hit the businesses up for donations, hit them up for the books. So it's not just the committee, it's everybody in general that's involved in the mummers that help kick this thing off.
Everybody coming to this area, starting new businesses. I mean, really, you're starting to feel a little bit of thriving in that way. And you have new people probably all the time coming, being a part of the parade.
Yes, and a lot have come back that didn't show up for a few years. My wife's been calling them, and she's been on the phone every night, telling them where they'll be at in the parade lineup, what division, where to meet at, what time. She's been on the phone yesterday for probably 4 hours straight.
Oh, man.
I'm upstairs, and I can hear her down there talking, okay, thank you. All right, that's where you'll be at. So she's doing a great job. She really wanted to do this in memory of her mother.
Nice.
So everybody together is doing a great job.
I'm so glad you can support them. Well, has there been years when it's been way down and you're trying to get it back up, or has it have been up a couple of years as far as participation?
We did have some years where things kind of faltered a little bit. We did have COVID and things like that. And I could actually count on one hand the amount of times that we've actually had to cancel the parade. And it's probably maybe 3 that I can remember in all the years.
Okay.
There was a time that when we did the 75th anniversary, we tried to do that for 3 years straight. And COVID hit the 1 year, we couldn't do it. And then the following year, we had a very horrible storm. It wasn't very long, but it was very high winds, and it was a safety issue that we could not do the parade.
Sure.
And we have never, ever done a rain date, because when you have small businesses or you have bands or something like that, and they take time out of their schedule to do this, it's a one-time thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we could have a rain date, but you're going to have maybe half the people that would show up on the regular date because other people can't make it. So we didn't feel that having a rain date would be good for people, because you're not going to see the whole parade.
Right.
We didn't want to disappoint people. So if it happens, it happens. If we have to cancel it, it's just we wait for the following year.
And then you'd be putting information out on Facebook and
absolutely,
media,
absolutely.
Of course.
The Facebook page, which we are trying to revise the Facebook page right now, because we revamped the entire committee. We lost a lot of members last year, and we took on Marlin and his wife, Lisa. Their daughter is our secretary. My wife actually stepped in and became our treasurer. And myself and our vice president, Nancy Pepperman, we are probably the oldest members. Nancy might have been doing it a little bit longer than me, but it's just because we have such a passion for it.
Sure. Hometown folks.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Tell me a little bit about the safety. How much work do you have to do to make sure traffic's taken care of, and the different, maybe the coming fire police? How do you work that?
Yeah. As mayor and overseeing the police department, they've pretty much got it down packed by now. They made my job a lot easier.
Okay.
And I'm meeting with the chief, at least once a week here. You ready for the mummers? You got this, you got that. Yep, we got this. We got fire police on hand. The sheriff department comes out and helps the police department. So luckily, these guys have been doing this for so long, and the chief that's in there has been there for, I think, 18, 19 years. He's got it down packed, which makes my job a lot easier. There is a lot of safety measures put in, and a lot of behind-the-scene work. And plus, with the public work guys who set up the barricades, cones, and get the trucks and stuff ready, they're working also hard and putting up the giant pumpkin that's a tradition at the judges' stand. They were a little shocked this week in the meeting when I go, we moved the judges' stand, and their eyes got real big.
Because of the pumpkin.
So they had to go figure out a new spot for the pumpkin, and they're like, are you kidding? So, yeah, we're going to be right there in front of the Buttery Biscuit this year. So they did get it worked. They called me later that day and said, okay, we can make the pumpkin work on it across the street. So, but their eyes lit up. Their eyes lit up. It is.
What is it made of, the pumpkin?
It's a big wooden sign, and it says judges stand. Anybody has been coming down through South Williamsport during October, it's about time for Mummers Parade, because that judges sign that's sitting up there on that telephone pole. And for years and years and years, it's always been in front of CVS Plaza. And this year, it's just going to be a half a block back. So,
do you know who made the sign? Was that from 1947? Or is
that I do not know.
Is it signed? We got to go check.
It's it could well be. But no, I don't know who made the sign, but I do know it's been around since I was been a kid and getting up there in years. So
I love it. That's a great tradition.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the bands and who we're going to see in the parade this year. How many units are there going to be together?
Well, right now, we are set at 10 divisions.
Okay.
We were looking approximately around 65 entries. Oh, we're in the 80s now. Okay. So
Good.
We've grown. So anybody can come into the parade. As long as you fill out an entry, you can come into the parade. And we can filter you in as close as 2 days before the parade into different divisions. If you come in the day of the parade, unfortunately, you're going to end up in the back of the parade, but you're still going to be in the parade.
Sure. Doing the cleanup.
So, yeah, we don't turn anybody away. We never have, but we're planning on a very, very good turnout this year, and we're just super excited to get it out there.
What's the percentage of South Williamsport things and City of Williamsport things?
Oh, I would say it's pretty close to being 50-50.
Okay.
But we do have some from Muncie, Montgomery.
Sure.
A lot of our high school bands come in. Now, I do think, I'm not sure, but I think there's a competition this year, a band competition going on. But they may not see as many high school bands this year as what we have in the past.
But it's a priority for South.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. South Williamsport will be there.
I think they were the best band in the Little League parade. They were the loudest. I could hear them.
Yeah.
They were great.
Yeah. But I know there's a lot of people that are going to probably be like, well, where's the Marching Millionaires? And, well,
Sure.
They have priorities. So we can't expect them to be in the parade every year, but they are a good band to have in the parade. So we are going to miss them for not being in here this year.
Well, the parade's October 18th, just a few weeks away. Chances to get yourself into the parade, not in the book right now because that's the deadline. It's been passed.
Correct.
But you can still participate in the parade. It's going to be a fun time. What's the biggest challenge?
And I'll tell you a big challenge for us
Uh-huh.
is we made contact to the North Pole, and Santa Claus has agreed to come to the parade this year. So that's pretty exciting for the kids. It's a big challenge to get him in without no one seeing. And he will be in the parade this year for all the kids to see. Santa Claus is coming to town.
I would say probably the biggest thing for me would be just getting to step off the parade.
Yeah.
That's my biggest hill to climb because not only, people think, oh, you're the head marshal, you get to ride in the parade and you're in the front of the parade, but it's not like that. I have to make sure that no matter what, everybody is where they need to be. Everybody knows when they can step off. Everybody knows who they have to follow. Now, I do have marshals that lead each division, so each one of them has to be briefed. They have to have a map. They have to have their lineup, and I take care of all that. But then once the parade steps off, if something happens, I have to peel out from the parade and go back through the route and find my way back to whatever happened.
Okay.
And take control of it. If there's an accident, if there's an injury or anything like that, that's what the head marshal does.
Those are the things that I have never thought about before.
Yes.
We don't think of that as the public.
And we had a couple cars break down last year because of overheating, so I had to go back through the parade route and actually cut through alleys and stuff to go back and get cars pulled out of the parade, get them restarted, get them back in the parade, and once they came through the judges' stand, nobody ever even knew it.
We need a golf cart. If anybody could donate a golf cart, not for us to keep, just to use on that day.
Sure.
And, as mayor, and I've been in South Williamsport about 18 years now living. I've been in Mummers Parade many times. I've been in the parade for the last 5 years just because of being a mayor. But I didn't even know who Steve was. I would see this guy riding around on a four-wheeler, and I'd be like, wonder what his job is. Now I know what his job is, and I don't want it.
Nobody wants to deal with the controlled chaos like I do. And that's why when we revamped the whole committee, everybody kept looking at me going, well, why don't you be president? Why? Because nobody wants to do what I do.
Right.
Nobody
and
wants the responsibility.
Yeah.
And it doesn't bother me to have that responsibility. I feel compelled to be the safety guy and be the one that makes sure that everything gets off safe, because when I'm going through that parade route, I have other things going through my head safety-wise and what's going on maybe behind me. But when I see those kids sitting on the sidewalk waiting for candy, that's what makes me do it every year for the children. I really do.
So fun. I think when we've been in the parade before here at Backyard Broadcasting, we go down the road. It's like a family reunion. They're having a picnic. They bring us a hamburger. Like, here, have some of our food.
Oh yeah. And people, if we have to change anything, or if we have to change a date, or if it doesn't happen, people get upset.
They want to have the party.
They're like, yeah, we had family coming in from out of town for this, and you're not doing that. Well, you can still have your picnic.
That's right. I do love to see the families and the kids and everything that's just packed along those roadways.
And that's the
fantastic.
whole community thing that we want to stress on and get back to.
Okay. Once again, the theme is cartoons.
But it is not required. So it just kind of
gives you an idea.
Yeah, it's an idea. The only reason we started doing themes is because if without it, you get all these people that were like, Halloween. It's October, which, don't get me wrong, I love Halloween.
Sure.
I love it. Yeah, I love scary stuff, but we wanted it to be more for kids as well. So we've done themes of TV and things like Disney and things like that to kind of compel to the kids, and you can gives a little bit more of a variety.
There's a lot of adult cartoons nowadays. You can definitely move into the adult genre.
As being one of the judges for the President's Award and the Mayor's Award, I'm going to be excited to get up on the judges' stand and see what people come up with for cartoons. Because growing up, I was a cartoon nut. In the 60s and 70s, I couldn't wait to get home from school to watch cartoons. So I'm excited to see what they come up with this year for when people come down through with their with their costumes and their floats. I'm excited to see that.
Some vintage stuff. We're waiting on Bugs Bunny.
Vintage, right?
You know, with Porky Pig and Sylvester the Cat and everything, Daffy Duck.
Love it.
You know, bring it on out. But, you know, then you got, you know, in the 80s, you know, you had stuff like He-Man and
Right?
G.I. Joe and all that kind of stuff. You
Perfect.
know, Transformers, it was all there. So, you know.
There's something for everyone in that
exactly.
theme.
Use your imagination. Come on out and show us what you got.
If a person's in the parade, what's the first thing they should do? Do they need to check in, or do they go to, you'll be telling them where to stand or line up? Or
If you have an entry in the parade, you will be given what division you're in.
Okay.
And then you will be given the location of that division.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we have division drivers that not only do they drive the car for the front of the parade, but they line up their division. Mm-hmm. That's their responsibility. They'll be wearing, this year we got really nice safety yellow vests.
Okay.
That'll actually say Mummers Parade on them. And so you'll know exactly who to go to. You'll go to them and they'll have a list and they will put you in order as to where you're going to be in the division. And they'll have you park in a specific area to where they can get other people in and out in front of you or behind you. Then by the time that's ready to step off, then you all kind of close together and come into your division and away you go.
For someone who's never been to South Williamsport for the Mummers Parade before, what do you hope that they take back with them? What do you hope that they get from coming to South Williamsport and seeing the Mummers Parade?
Lots and lots of smiles. Mm-hmm. Lots of smiles, because I'm telling you right now, you go down and candy, but you go down that parade route, and if you don't smile, there's something wrong.
Well, we're thrilled to have you guys here to talk about the Mummers Parade. Is there an email address or somewhere how we can coordinate, get in touch with you if we want to sign up or be a part of the parade? Or should we just go to the website?
You can just go to the website.
Okay.
If you can just go to the website or southwilliamsportmummersparade.com. That'll get you to where our entries are so that anybody who wants to come into an entry, it'll also give you a briefing as to who we are, what we're about. That would be your best bet to get a hold of us.
All right. It sounds wonderful. We're here with Steve Baker. He's the head marshal of the Mummers Parade. Marlin Angelo, president, mayor of South Williamsport. Thank you for everything that you do.
New president. I'm a rookie.
Well, we can't wait to see you out on October 18th, starting at 2 o'clock for the parade. That's when it steps off. And it's swmummersparade.com is the website. Right. And once again, we'll just do the route. Tell me the route one more time before we go so people can get that.
Okay, so we're going to start off at Market and Central Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
It will travel west down Central Avenue to Clark Street. Mm-hmm. It'll turn right onto Clark Street, go down to Southern Avenue, turn right onto Southern Avenue, and it'll follow east all the way down Southern Avenue and ends at Howard Street.
Okay. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for all the work that you've done. And thank your wife for us, Marlin, for all the work she's pulling her hair out right now.
Thank you. I keep telling her, man, I'm proud of you. I didn't know at the beginning of this thing if you were pull this off, but she's doing a great job. Steve's doing a great job.
It's phenomenal. I love working with her.
We'll be doing our meeting tonight.
Nice.
It's phenomenal working with her. She's an amazing woman.
Well, these are the examples to get if you want to run a parade or some kind of organization. I think we get to talk to you guys, and it's nice to learn.
Yeah. I reached out to Williamsport and was speaking with their parade coordinator stuff about some ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
And so they were a big help also because of the Grand Slam parade.
Sure.
One of these days, I'm going to retire, and I want to sit along the curb and watch the parade again like I used 2 years ago.
Hand out hamburgers.
Well, Marlon, I haven't done that for 28 years. So.
We'll do it together someday.
Well, we love your experience and all of your expertise, and we look forward to seeing you at the 78th Mummers Parade. Amazing, and that's coming up October 18th, 2 to 4 in South Williamsport. Thank you, gentlemen, for being on In Touch today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
In Touch is locally produced in our studios at 1685 4 Mile Drive in Williamsport. To get in touch with us for questions, comments, or topic ideas, call weekdays 570-323-8200 or email me at fhammer@backyardbroadcasting.com. For archived files of our In Touch shows, find our Backyard Podcasting link on any Backyard Broadcasting website or subscribe to our YouTube channel, Backyard Broadcasting. The programming discussed here on In Touch does not necessarily reflect the feelings or opinions of the management or staff. Thanks for listening to In Touch. Brought to you by Geisinger, Muncie, and Jersey Shore. State-of-the-art healthcare close to home.